Hi guys, Alistair Taylor down here at Lytham Golf Academy, and today I'm going to show you what options you've got to replace your long irons. Right then guys, so the weekend just gone, I had a very interesting custom fit. Customer came in looking to put potentially a 4-iron in his bag. So he had 5-iron down, but felt that he had a bit of a gap between his 3 hybrid and his 5-iron. So logically, he felt that potentially the 4-iron would fit in perfectly. Now, I have done videos like this in the past looking at my golf swing, but what I thought I'd do today is I'd actually offer up some numbers from one of my fittings. So we're going to look through the kind of numbers that we got with his 7-iron, his 5-iron and his 3 hybrid. And the idea was that he wanted a club that would hit the ball round about 190 yards through the air. And initially, like I said, he was looking at 4-iron, kind of was very open to the idea of maybe one of the new utility irons, more hollow headed, but said he didn't really feel that his hybrid gave him what he maybe needed and what expected. So obviously your options for that kind of yardage is a fairway wood, hybrid, utility iron or long iron. So like I said, we're going to run through the numbers of what he had with various clubs, help you guys understand maybe from the way he delivers the golf club as to why which clubs work and which didn't. And I'm going to show you what he actually came out with, and he was super impressed, but very surprised with the club that actually came out best. So guys, if you're new down to my channel, welcome down to Alistair Taylor Golf. Hope you're enjoying today's content. If you are, click the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. That way you'll find out when I drop a new video. But for now, let's get on with what could be replacing your long irons. So with this 7-iron, you know, really good solid player, even though this one was a little bit low off the face, a very typical shot. And what we really liked about this was his launch angle was good. He got lots and lots of peak height on there, really optimum peak height. And because we're looking for that optimum height with every single shot, even though the spin's a bit low, the fact that the ball's high enough means it can continue to go forward for long enough. So we can see with the 5-iron, straight away, the ball launching a little bit lower than we're looking, not a lot of spin, and that peak height at 50 foot, really dropping off. And despite getting that one out at 158, just not starting to see enough consistency over the shots of the kind of distance we'd expect with a 5-iron. So we could see with the 3 hybrid, club travelling down a lot through impact and launching very low. So very low spin, great ball speed, but a really flat trajectory at 33 feet. Just way too low and really making it tough for him to be consistently getting the distance he was looking for from this type of club. So as we moved into 4-iron, you know, I think for most guys, when they look at a 4-iron behind the balls, not the most confidence-inspiring golf club. For me, I've always been a good long iron player, but I know for me, I've got some decent club head speed and I get the ball in the air. But let's have a look at kind of what his numbers were with 4-iron and then maybe why he found that a little tough. So this is one of his better ones with 4-iron, so good strike, a little bit shallower into impact, still launching very low though, and peak height low. So we could see not really any extra carry with the 4-iron than the 5-iron gave us, which is where straight away it was very noticeable how 4-iron wasn't going to be a good addition to the bag. Now obviously when we moved into 5-wood, you know, a much bigger head, but much deeper from front to back, therefore that CG further away from the face, lower. It's going to promote getting the ball in the air, going to keep a little bit of spin on the ball. So certainly in the fitting was very noticeable how much higher he was able to hit the ball, and just the initial comments straight away were almost, wow, look how high that's going and look how far that's going. But he certainly never really considered putting something like this in his bag before. And when you look at the numbers with 5-wood, you can see just very good. Now this was an absolute game changer. We can see here with 5-wood, solid strike, Even though still a little bit steep into impact, 4.5 degrees down, we see great ball speed, decent launch angle, and because the CG is a little bit further back in the head, we see higher spin at just under 4,000, but that peak height getting up at 76 feet. So much higher than we saw with kind of the long iron, you know, the utility iron. But the real challenge here is we were looking for that 190 to 200 yard carry. Comfortably we can get this with 5 wood, really down to the design of the club, really suiting the delivery of how he delivers the club through impact. Right then guys, so we could see the numbers there. It was quite interesting for me because really his 5-iron wasn't giving him what he actually needed it to give, and the 3 hybrid definitely wasn't doing it. So he had a massive gap from driver down to probably 6-iron, to be fair. Even though 5-iron did a little bit more than 6-iron, there was a big gap there. And certainly because he tended to get the club travelling down a lot through impact and de-lofting the golf club, it's where the fairway wood, with it having that deeper front to back profile, helped us launch the ball a bit higher, get a bit more spin on the ball, hit the ball in the air for further, and gave him that really ideal distance. Now it's actually funny because what we actually spoke about was he was maybe looking for a 4-iron, maybe a new hybrid, where he's already gone for the 5 wood, but certainly I reckon within the next couple of weeks he'll probably put a 7 wood in there as well. And I think he'll have much more balance in his bag, and rather than top loading his bag, he's actually going to then potentially put another wedge in, which will help with scoring. But as ever, if you guys aren't sure what you need in your bag, you need to get along, get fitted, kind of see what the golf ball's actually doing, and see from the way you deliver the golf club which golf club is going to be best suited for you. You know, some guys who are very shallow through the ball with lots of speed will probably still get away with that long iron. Guys who maybe need that little bit more help with launch angle, the utility iron, the hollow headed irons can be fantastic. Hybrids will suit some people, and for me, the more lofted fairway woods generally work really well, guys. But guys, very different options and a lot of stuff on the market, and I think it can be very confusing if you don't understand what you need and then why that's going to work for you. So if you have enjoyed today's video, click the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, remember to comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.